Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about how I understand splash damage and range from your question. If after seeing this, if you read the rules differently, let me know, and we can certainly discuss them and uh, figure out what we need to update. So I have two bugbears against Fumbus, the alchemist. They've started combat. Fumbus is going first. Uh, what he's going to do is he is going to uh, he was going to throw an alchemist bomb, and so what you can do to get all the splash damage, one way to do it is you can put range on there, a target on there. So you can come up to the measure controls. Now you're on the circular one, and you can come down here, click and drag, and this is 5 feet. And you're going to target both allies and enemies, include neutrals, and you can click targets. Now both these are target, and you can see the 5 foot. It does all 8 squares around it, right? So you will get anybody, even if an ally was in this one of these squares, the ally would get this blast damage as well. So Fumbus is going to, he's targeted. He's going to, uh, he's going to, uh, oh, I have to, all right, I've selected Fumbus. I have these targeted. I've selected Fumbus. I always forget when you're here, you can't use your character. So you have to come back to the character token control up here. Otherwise, you won't be able to select you or move or anything like that. Don't forget it. I always forget it, and it takes me a second to figure it out. But I'm going to do a quick alchemy. I'm going to do a weapon. I'm going to do alchemist fire moderate. I'm going to launch an attack, and this is going to pop up my thing here. And so I'm going to strike, right? And I'm going to roll, all right, and I hit. Now, if we look at this, we can see the range increment is 30, but this says the range and thrown weapons have a range increment. Attacks with these weapons work normally up to the distance. Attack beyond, you get a penalty. It doesn't say a minimum, right? It doesn't say from 5 feet to this range. There's what I've read. There's no minimum unless it specifies it for a specific weapon. Longbows, they have volley fire, and they can have a minimum penalty. Everything else I've read, there's no minimum penalty. Also, this has splash damage, and you can see that on a even on a failure, success, or critical success, all creatures within 5 feet of the target on a success and uh, the target on a failure, but on a success and a critical success, all creatures within 5 feet of the target are also dealt splash damage, right? So we have these two guys targeted. Now, you don't necessarily need to move the template on here. You could target both people because we can tell they're within 5 feet of each other. But I'm going to roll damage, and uh, you can see that rolled 18 damage. And if I do a shift on the 18, I rolled, it's 2 ED8. I rolled a 6 and an 8 plus 4 fire splash plus 2 persistent, right? That gives us the 18. And we also have, well, I should say, uh, this is 14 plus the 4 splash, yeah. Uh, and plus the 2, yeah. So that's how we get that. Plus there's the 4 splash. Um, so uh, that's 14, 15, right? That's 14. Uh, That's 14. Plus 4 is 18. It doesn't make any sense. Okay. All right, here is the splash damage. It gives us 2 persistent and 18. 2d8 plus 4. That's 2d8 plus 4. All right, 4 fire. This is 4 fire. It's 4 fire, so it's 4 fire plus splash. That's why it's 18. Okay, so now to do the damage, this guy, the guilty bugbear, is going to get the damage, right? Plus they get persistent, plus they get splash, right? So he's hurt pretty bad. This guy, the grateful bugbear, is just going to get splash, right? So he got 4 points of damage. Now, if there had been an ally in here, they would have gotten splash damage as well. But that's how I'm reading splash damage and persistent splash damage in range. Now, we have this template here. To get rid of it, you have to go back to the measuring controls. You can click on the burst and delete, and that gets rid of it. Go back to here. We don't actually have to put that on there. We can get rid of the target, right? And if I know this is within 5 feet, you can just highlight them both and target them. Or you can highlight them both and click the T. Or shift T, and that will highlight them both. So you don't have to use the measuring controls. Just shift T will get them both. And if I do a second map, let's use another Alchemist Fire. Let me select the Alchemist and Alchemist Fire and weapon. I'll do another bomb. And I'm going to attack. And at the second map, it misses. Now it misses, but didn't critically miss. So even though I can still click damage, the roll isn't going to matter, but the guilty bugbear, the guy targeted, still the main guy still gets splash damage, right? Because if we look at the splash, it's the target on success and critical, all the creatures within 5 feet on success and critical success. So this guy, the grateful, does not get a splash damage, but the guilty does get a splash damage. So just do 4, and that's it. So I think hopefully that answers the question and makes sense on the splash damage and on the range. Thanks.